Hello, this video is designed to provide students with an overview of how to create YuJa videos with quiz questions built in. YuJa is a program that allows you to create a video using your webcam, screen, or both and host it on our own YuJa site. After you create your video, you can edit it by trimming in or adding in bookmarks. You can additionally add in different types of quiz questions. You can then link this YuJa video inside or outside of Brightspace by D2L. If you're going to be using YuJa outside of D2L, you want to make sure to use this web link, which is gordonstate.yuja.com, and you want to log in with your single sign-on credentials, which is your Gordon email username and password. If you're using the website outside of Brightspace by D2L, you would want to just come to this link at the top and choose Gordon State College Single Sign-On, choose Login, and then log in with your Gordon email username and password to enter to your media library. In most cases, however, you'll be getting to YuJa for within Brightspace by D2L. So you would want to navigate to any course that you have access to, go to Tools and Resources, and then YuJa Media Library. This is where it will show videos that have been shared with you, or it will also show videos that you have created. So in this case, the student hasn't created any videos yet. So we can either create our own recording, or we can go to Manage Media and upload recordings such as maybe an MP4 or something that we've already created into our YuJa Media Library. So let's say we've created a video on our phone or somewhere else and we have it saved to our computer and we want to upload it into the YuJa Media Library. We would just choose Manage Media, we would choose Upload, Video, and then we would browse it from our computer. As the video uploads, notice that you'll see a processing icon. It's not until you see the thumbnail of the video that you know that it has fully processed. In the meantime, there are some other items you might choose to upload into your YuJa Media Library. So under Upload, we can actually upload audio files like MP3s, we can upload documents, or we can upload links such as pulling in a YouTube video. Additionally, if you're going to be making lots of videos, you might choose to organize them in folders. So you could just create a new folder and give it a name, maybe the certain class number or topic that you're discussing, and then choose to move your videos into that particular folder just to help organize them. For every video that you upload or create, you can hover over the thumbnail and see your different options for playing it, for publishing it, for deleting it, or editing it. But before we go into the specifics of what you can do with an uploaded video, let's go ahead and create our own recording. So we'll choose Create up here at the top, and notice we have two types of recorders. We have the downloaded recorder that will exist as an application on your computer. You do have to have local admin rights to be able to download this, and your computer has to be able to download software. If you want a quicker and easier way, then you can use the browser capture, which just opens it from any computer that is connected to the internet, and you can use it on any browser. Now the downloaded recorder is more fully featured. It does have like a pause button and things like that, but the browser capture is more light, a light version, but it is a little bit quicker and easier to use. So in this case, we'll just use the browser capture, and then we'll go ahead and give our video a title. From there, we'll choose Start, and then it's going to pull open the Capture Studio. You do want to make sure to allow it to use your microphone and to use your webcam if you're going to be using either of those for your video. You would then want to choose what is going to be recorded. So if you're going to record your webcam or your camera, you would choose that, and then it should pull your camera stream. Again, you will have to allow for it to use your camera. And in this case, the recording would just be of you and your video. You can also choose to record your screen only, so you can choose screen, and then you'll be asked to choose which screen you would like to record if you have more than one screen, and you would allow for that. Or you can actually record both, so you could choose both and it would record both your screen as well as your camera. So notice I have two different streams here, my camera and my video. You also want to make sure the correct microphone is selected. So here you might have two microphones. I have a headset, which is preferred. If you are in a busy area, this headset will allow you to have better audio. My webcam also has a built-in microphone. So if you have more than one, you might want to choose the preferred one. And you might choose, if you have more than one camera, you want to make sure you're choosing the correct one. But you do want to make sure that your microphone is on and that your camera, if you're recording your video, is on. So you want to make sure both of those are blue. So in the case that you're working on a one-screened computer, which is probably the case if you're working on a laptop or maybe any standard computer, and when you choose to share your screen, you'll choose screen here, and then you'll select your screen. Now when you do that, notice you're going to see something that looks like a screen within a screen within a screen within a screen. This lets you know that you are sharing your screen correctly because it is recording what is behind your screen. So if you're doing this, you know you're doing it correctly, and when you actually go to start your recording, you'll just pull in your video or whatever you're trying to record on top of it. So I know it kind of seems like right now that I'm not really sharing my screen, but I am. And it does give me a message that says that I am currently sharing my screen. So now what we'll go ahead and do is we'll start the recording. And then now that it is recording, we see that it's counting here. So that lets you know how long your video is going to be. So then I can actually pull up on top of my video whatever I'm going to show in my video. I can pull it up. I can go to, my slideshow. I can go through my slides and continue so on and so forth with my video. And once I'm done recording on my PowerPoint, it may be that I want to bring up a web page or something else. Whatever I pull up on my screen is what is going to be shared in the process. So I'll just minimize this, and maybe I want to go to a certain web page and I want to open that up, and I want to walk my classmates or whoever's watching my video through a web page. So again, it's whatever is going to be pulled up on this screen is what is going to be visible in your video. So once we get done with our recording, we'll just go back to our YuJa media browser. Notice now I see that my screen, my video is being recorded, and then my screen is being recorded. This is just the background of my screen. We couldn't see it when I was actually recording my video, but brought up on top of it was my PowerPoint or my web page that was being displayed here. Notice there isn't a pause button here. When I choose this, I'm actually ending the recording. Now, it is okay that you can end your recording and you can go back and edit parts of your video. So it might be that you stumbled across something or you wanted to cut a certain part of your video out. You can do that in the editing process. So we're just going to choose End Recording. I'm able to watch my video here. I can choose to download it as an MP4 if I want it outside of YuJa, but at this point I want to actually upload it into YuJa. So I'm going to choose Upload. Now, very important that you do let these blue lines go all the way across and you see a message saying that it has successfully uploaded. At that point, you're able to actually go back to your media library and it will be uploading into your library. Now, it will take a little while to process, but when you see the final thumbnail, that lets you know that it has fully uploaded and you can begin to use it now. So back in the media library, I want to make sure to choose My Media, and then the one video I had put in a folder, but this is the video I just recorded. Notice it is still processing. And remember, if you need to get back to this area and can't find it, you can always go to Tools and Resources and YuJa Media Library, and that will take you back to this main page, which is where all your videos are going to live. Also notice while it is processing, if I hover over my video, I see that I don't have as many options as when it is fully uploaded. I have more editing features, so you do maybe want to wait a little while for it to finish processing. Now that my video has finished processing, notice I do have the edit feature now. So I'll choose to edit, and it's going to take it into the video editor, and this is where I can trim my video in case of certain points I'm wanting to trim out of it. So here we have our two different streams. We have our screen stream and we have our video stream. And so we would just move this to wherever we would like for it to go. And notice that there's not a lot of audio here. And this will show you that, maybe this is an area that I wanted to cut. So in order to make a cut, you would just hover your mouse over that with your playhead, you would choose your scissors icons, and then you would just highlight in gray what you wanted to cut. So now that part of the video will be cut when we save it. It could be that I wanted to cut another part of it. So I'll just move my playhead to that area, choose cut, and then slide that over wherever it would need to go. And so when I save my videos, both of those will be cut. What I also might want to do here, I'm going to turn on advanced edit mode, is add in some bookmarks. And this will allow people watching my video to jump to different parts of the video without having to rewatch the whole thing. So these are actually called indexes. So we'll choose index. And then I'll put my playhead where I would like for the first index to be located, and I'll choose to add an index. And then here I might say, whatever I would like, what's being described at this part of the video. And then I would just move to a different part, and I would add an index here. So, for example, if I were making a video about human anatomy, I might put bookmarks where I'm talking about, or I start talking about different parts of the body, overview of the lungs, overview of the heart, so that if a student wanted to only watch the part about the heart, they could just jump to that part of the video without having to rewatch the entire thing. All right. So once I'm finished adding in my indexes or bookmarks and I finished trimming my video, I do want to make sure to save, because none of these edits will take place unless you save. And then notice it's going to try to save our video as a new video. It's going to name it the same thing as what we originally named it, which was my presentation, and then edited on the end of it. Now you can rename this as something totally different, but it is good to leave edited on there. And if you edit it more than once, maybe put a 2, 3, 4, so you have your different additions there. Now you have the ability to replace the existing video, so the original video will be overwritten by this update, or you can save it as a new video. I do encourage saving it as a new video just in case you ever do need to go back to your original, it will be in place. So we'll save as new video. It's actually going to go ahead and process that as a brand new video, so it will take a couple minutes to do so, but it's going to return us to our main media library area where we can see our original as well as our edited video. So here's our original, and then here is our edited. Notice it has edited on the end, which was kind of a default save there. Notice that one is still processing, so we will need to give it a few moments. Now that our video is finished uploading it, let's add in some quiz questions. We'll hover over the video and choose More, and then over on the side we'll choose Quizzes. Now there are actually two types of quizzes that you can use within a YuJa video. For students, you're more likely to create a content quiz where you have a video and you're going to ask quiz questions related to the content in the video. So we'll choose Create Video Quiz, which is the content quiz. We're not going to create a playback quiz at this point. Then we're able to give our quiz a name. I highly encourage you just to name it the name of the video / content quiz. Now we are going to begin to play the video. At different points in the video, we may want to add a quiz question. So we'll choose Add Quiz Question, and we can choose from different types of questions. The ones you're most likely to use are multiple choice or multi-select, which means there's more than one correct answer. You can also do a true or false or a fill in the blank. You could potentially choose a short answer, which gives the peers that are watching your video almost like an essay question to type in. So we'll do a couple of each. So we'll get started with the multiple choice. And then I'm just going to ask my question here and then put in my answer choices. To add in more quiz questions, we can add another option. And then we can choose to leave a hint if we want to. So they'll be able to see this hint when they see the question to kind of help them answer it. You can also change the point value up here if you would like for it to be for more than 1 point. And then we'll save our question. But we want to make sure to mark our correct answer first. And then we can continue to watch our video and add in other types of questions. So just like before, I can choose to leave a hint and then I can mark my answer choices. Now this is a select all that apply or a multiple select, so there's more than one correct answer. So in this case, the first two are correct and the third one is not. So I'll make sure to mark those, and then I can change my point value if I like. Now at another part of the video, I may choose to add in perhaps a fill in the blank question. In this case, where we would like to put our blank in the fill in the blank question, we would choose blank, and then we'd fill in the rest of our statement. Then in that blank, I'll be able to put the possible answer choices. So in this case, there was only one correct answer that will go in that blank, so I can delete that extra answer box, but it might be that I would accept more than one correct answer, and so I could put in all the possibilities that I would accept. I would definitely encourage you not to check case sensitive, because if the student types it in as lowercase s, it would actually not count it correct. So we probably want to just leave it not case sensitive. Then we can add in, let's say, a short answer question. Now this one is one to where you don't give a correct answer because it is basically their opinion or an essay question. It's not something that you can define specifically what the correct answer is going to be. So we'll save that one in. Lastly, there is another type of question that you can add in that actually isn't a question at all. It's called a reflective pause. Now in this case, the video is just going to pause and ask the student to think about what they are watching or to ask a reflection question. There's nothing for them to type in, there's nothing for them to submit, and there's nothing that they can be graded on. It's just going to pause the video and have them think about whatever pops up on the screen. Again, they're just going to think about this to themselves, not going to be something they submit. And then we'll save that. Now we want to go ahead and save our quiz. But before we post it, you may want to edit some of the settings in your video. Now, this probably isn't appropriate if you're just making a video and adding in quiz questions for just a regular assignment, but in the case that maybe you're taking over the class for a session or you're going to be taking on the teacher role and this is going to be an assignment that students are really going to be doing in the course, you might choose to edit the settings and edit some of these main settings. The bottom settings under gradebook options are going to be things that are going to be pulled in via the Brightspace by D2L integration, and only instructors are able to do that anyways. So this wouldn't be something that you would need to worry about as a student. But if you're going to have peers watching your video, you may not want them to be able to fast forward or scrub through your video and only answer the quiz questions. You may want them to actually have to watch the entire video. It may be that as soon as they submit their answer on the question that you want it to tell them the correct answer. So in that case, you would select this first option to provide answer right away. Other than that, we'll leave the settings alone, especially the allow unlimited attempts, because you are going to want your peers to be able to go back and watch your video after they have taken the quiz the first time and submitted it. So we're going to go ahead and save that one more time, save our video. And now we're ready to get the link to share with others. Now, keep in mind there is one little step that you have to do to make this work. It's like a little bit of a workaround, but it will work out well because you're probably going to want to submit this video to your teacher first and then get the link to share with others. So since we've saved our video, the next step is we're going to go ahead and embed it into a discussions or assignment area. So we'll just use the discussions. You would actually do it the same way as the assignment area. So we'll go to discussions, and I just have a discussion here open ready to post my link. So I'll come in and I'll start a new thread, and then I might just name it my presentation or something similar. Now I'm going to use this insert stuff button, and you'll use this. This is what's going to allow you to submit this multiple places, because if you were submitting it to the assignment area, you would still just use this insert stuff button. So we'll choose insert stuff. We'll choose YuJa Media Chooser, and then we'll be able to pick our video with the quiz embedded in. Now this is super important. Notice there are two tabs here. There's the media tab, and I see my video here, but that's the video with just the media, just the video. It does not have the quiz built in. So if we're wanting to pull the video with the quiz built in, we want to make sure to use the quizzes tab. And then this is where we see my one. And remember, we named it the name of the presentation content quiz to help us know the difference between them. So we'll do quizzes and then content quiz. Then we're going to go ahead and insert it in, just like we would just any other video. Now you're going to see that it's going to give you this error message. Just ignore it. It's fine. It's part of the process. We'll insert it in. We'll post it. And it still says error, and that is okay because we're just doing this step to be able to get to the link. Now we're able to come back to Tools and Resources, YuJa Media Library, and now we'll be able to see that we can actually get the link to our quiz that wasn't there before we pulled it in through the discussions area. So we're going to come back to our video. We're going to choose More. We're going to choose Quizzes, and if you remember, this is where we initially built our quiz. So now if you can click on this drop down arrow, you'll see you now have the direct link to your quiz. Prior to that, we actually didn't. We had just this area here, and we didn't have an arrow to get to the link. So this was established once we brought it in using that discussion area. So this is super important that you'll get this link. This is the link that you'll give to others. Maybe you post it again in the discussion area. Maybe you email it to your teacher. Maybe it gets posted on a website, whatever. This is the link that you submit that's going to allow somebody to view your video and take the quiz there. So that's how you get to that. Now keep in mind that the quizzes link is under quizzes. If you come here under regular links and get this link, this is the link to just the video. So it's not going to have the quiz questions embedded in. To get the video with the quiz questions in, you want to go to quizzes, and then you'll be able to get the drop down and do direct link. But this is only going to appear after you've pulled it in through the discussions area using the insert stuff. But that is how you make a video, as well as input your quiz questions and get the link to be able to develop your own video with quiz questions built in.